All right, hey guys, I'm going to show you one of the configurations you can use for our X Factor light with the included cables. In this scenario, we're going to connect it to one of our Hellstand battery receivers. So you can use either Makita, Milwaukee, or DeWalt drill batteries to power this light, not have to lug around a big heavy battery. So we're going to not need the alligator clips in this scenario. We are going to need our 12-volt adapter. You notice everything's got marine grade waterproof 2-pin connectors with threaded locks on them. We switched to a coil cord, which was highly recommended or asked for our customers. It's pretty tight in the beginning to keep it coiled, so if you are going to run a longer distance, I recommend stretching this out a little bit, just pulling it. It's going to loosen up the coils a little bit, just so it doesn't put a lot of stress, on the connectors. And so on one end, while I'm here, I might as well show you this. If you need a little bit extra length, say you're working on a sprinter van or something, this flat cable will connect here to this to give you that added extra length you're going to need. For our connection right now, we are not going to need this. So we are going to come to this side, 2-pin connector. There's a flat spot and a flat spot. So you don't want to be forcing this in and like cranking it and turning it because you don't want to bend any of your pins. So try to match the flat spot to this flat spot. And there's an arrow here and an arrow here. It's going to help you line it up. And they are tight, especially fresh out of the box. You see the arrows match after you do this. This part is optional. If you're going to be the type of guy yanking your light around and you want this to be able to pull away and not damage another section, you can leave this unscrewed. Otherwise, you can thread this in. And we're going to come to the light. This part's going to come in here exactly the same way. Push that in there. Thread this on. And then our cigarette lighter is going to go into our Hellstand battery receiver. It's important when you're using the Hellstand battery receiver on any light with the built-in dimmer, not just ours, that you make sure the dimmer on the Hellstand receiver itself is set to maximum brightness. If you keep this low, it's going to have the voltage lower or pulsing the voltage into the light, which can cause some issues with the capacitive buttons and tricking the light into thinking the battery's low and causing it to turn off because it's got low voltage battery disconnect. We'll turn this on. Sometimes also this connection, if it's pulled out, see how it can flicker. So you're going to want to put that in and twist it, make sure that connection's nice and tight. There you go. Turn this up to full brightness. However you like to run it, make sure this is at full brightness, and we are good to go. So here is the light with all 6 strips. Back of the light. This is our master off on. It remembers the brightness setting that you set the board to, and it remembers your configuration. So if we want to run this in a configuration, two outer cools and a warm like that, it's going to remember your setup. So you can just keep your board, turn your board off, come back the next day, bring it on. It's going to remember exactly how you had it. One thing we want to stress, this is a couple things customers have thought there was an issue with their light. They've had other companies' lights or been running their batteries on something else. They put our light in, either won't power on at all or it powers on and shuts off right away. Or when they start to turn multiple strips on, the light suddenly turns off and they think there's something wrong with the light. After having them test the battery or replace the battery, it ended up being the battery. Because what happens is when you're running a 12-volt battery and you don't have a light that has battery disconnect protection, your other lights are allowing that battery to be over discharged and it's causing damage to the light. Not only will it never fully charge again once it's damaged too far, but it cannot handle a load. So once you put multiple strips on it, it's dropping that voltage down. Our light will detect that, hey, the battery's running low. We're going to disconnect ourselves so we don't cause that damage. So if that's happening with you, get a new battery. You can test it to see if that's the issue by connecting it directly to a car, and you'll usually see that that issue goes away. So we recommend running this with a new battery and don't run any other lights on the battery you're running this because it's going to cause damage to that battery. And you're not going to get the years of life out of it. We're going to shut this video off here in a second, show you how to open this up, and then we'll show you some common, easy ways to replace components or service the light if you ever need to do so.